And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the quarterfinals of the Sparkling Tuna Cup PTR edition number 134. We have returned with a fresh series, a fresh best of three, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock. We have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself representing Stony Bulls. It is YoungYakov. Not the most honorable of honorables. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the blue Terran player. We have the South Korean Terran. It is HonMonO. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chats. Coming into this matchup here, HonMonO, he is a heavier he was a heavier favorite in the previous matchup, but here the gap in skill is much closer, I should say. To the point where, I would still say YoungYakov is favored coming into this, but at the same time, it's a PTR. You know, it's a different kind of patch, different kind of game, even, if you will, and I'm sure there's some cheeky things that HonMonO has up his sleeve. I'm expecting hyper aggression out of our Terran player. We'll see if YoungYakov can survive said aggression, as he does open up pool first. Interesting. Pool first opener out of our Zerg. Curious how we open up. Very good mind that YoungYakov, he was last week's runner-up. True, he was last week's runner-up. He was runner-up a second to Bjorn, if you recall. We'll see if YoungYakov can reach as great heights and get to the finals once again. We'll see if HonMonO can stop that from happening, as HonMonO is always a dangerous opponent. Doesn't matter who you are, he's dangerous, papi. He's crazy. Yeah. So best of luck with your predictions. Best of luck. And coming into this, we're going for a gasless open. Okay, so pull first into a hatchery, into a much later gas geyser. Interesting. Typically, when you go for delayed gases, the goal is to skip link speed and to either go into 2-base lair or 2-base roach. Based on the gas timing here, I'm leaning more towards roach heavy play, but we'll keep an eye on Yakov to determine the tech of choice. But this should be 2-base heavy. Should be staying on 2 bases that much longer. Meanwhile, HonMonO across the map going for a Rax expand into Marine first. No Reaper. A gasless. Oh, is he doing the same thing? Are we are we going Rax expand gasless into a second Rax into double gas into Ghost Rush? Is that the plan? Like, seeing a Terran player go gasless like this is very rare. Outside of that Ghost Rush build. Yeah, there it is. Second Rax. Oh, okay. So it looks like HonMonO, he's got a build that he really likes. he really likes it, man. He likes it. Is he more dangerous than the Danger Dolan, though? No. The Danger Dolan, you cannot get more dangerous than Dolan, papi. True. Here we go. As again, it is looking like another fast Ghost Academy into Ghost Rush. We'll keep an eye on YoungYakov to see his response. Yakov did get a little bit of scatter information, checking his vision. He saw the ramp, did not get into the main, did not see the fast second Rax. Ooh, so limited vision, limited information out of YoungYakov. He does have an Overlord here on the left-hand side, looking to dive into said main. Bearing in mind the Overlord is slower than what it once was, but should still get the scout off in said main base. It's going to be close, actually. Do we confirm the second Rax before the Overlord is killed? That's the question. Marine is in position. Overlord is taking a lot of hits, and the Overlord scout is denied. Ay. Meanwhile, there's that Ghost Academy. Again, should not be surprised to you if you were watching the previous series. This is the same build 3 games in a row. Same build. 3 games in a row. Meanwhile, it is going to be a 350 lair timing. Do you remember what we said at the start of the game? When we did take note of the gasless opener, we were saying either fast lair or fast roaches. In the end, it is fast lair. So very fast lair to YoungYakov. From here, we can go into 2-base Muta. We can go into some kind of weird, quirky Lingbane like Nidus all in. We can go into a fast Hydra and go 2-base Hydra as well. Technically, there's a niche build going 2-base Infestation Pit. But we'll keep an eye on the YoungYakov because that is the 3rd gas being taken. That's a lot of gas. It's got to be tech heavy. It's got to be the Mutas, right? But if it is, I'm pretty sure HonMonO kills YoungYakov before Mutas hit the field. 3rd base being taken, 4 gases on the way. That's a lot of gas. If we go for the Spire, again, I'm going to be concerned for YoungYakov. Considering how greedy he's being and considering how aggressive HonMonO is. Ooh, YoungYakov coming in from behind. Do we get a scout off? Do we get that scout off? He's close, but it looks like he will. Will he see? Will he see? He will. Just barely. 1 second. Oh, he confirms. There we go. Massive scout. He confirms the Ghost Academy back at home. It was 2-base Muta. He did go for the Spire. This is disastrous here for YoungYakov if HonMonO pushes early on, but at least YoungYakov is aware of the Ghost Rush. True, at least he knows. He also saw it researching, so he knows that Cloak is going to be a factor. Yakov is at least aware. And HonMonO, how do we piece this all together here? There's no factory. So often in the previous patch, whenever we'd see something like a Ghost Rush, it would typically coincide with factory and reactor to Hellion production into Hellbats. It'd be like Hellbat Ghost, as Hellbats do an amazing job at protecting the ghosts against Ducklings. Here, there's no factory, so Hellbats will not be a factor, or Hellions won't be a factor either. Purely marine ghosts, and here comes the early push. Now the Ling does scout the move out, so YoungYakov is aware. Overlord will confirm. And we're massing up Ling Bane. We're massing up that Ling Bane, and the goal here is to lure the army onto creep and then get us around. And again, at least YoungYakov is aware of what's going on, otherwise he could have been droning this entire time. And if it was droning, then the game could just end. You know, HonMonO, he does poke out. He's aware of the Overlord as he did deal damage to it earlier, and he pulls back home. So HonMonO, he respects YoungYakov's position. He respects the idea that YoungYakov would have an army to defend. And races back home. Does race back. Meanwhile, we have our transition through a TC into a factory. And HonMonO stuck at home. Yeah, Bailey's actually we countered with a pseudo Bay bust. I mean, Bailey's break down the front door. But YoungYakov does not commit. Does not commit. Instead, Yakov, he'll back off. He does have Muta upgrades on the way. Taking more gases, droning, saturating. YoungYakov getting further ahead economically. And here come the Mutas. The Mutas are coming. And in the end, this Ghost Rush, there was no rush, right? There was no rush. HonMonO, he was scouted. He believed that YoungYakov would be prepared for him, so he opted not to move out. Fun fact though, he's still making ghosts, and he's making Hellions as well, which makes sense. He's making triple Hellion production. He's got a fast second factory. That's crazy. Before the starport as well. I mean, hey, we just spoke about how Hellions, they actually complement Ghost very, very well, and we were alluding to the fact that Ghost Hellbat all-ins are like a lot more common, and we're kind of seeing that kind of attempted transition here as well. But again, is it too late? HonMonO breaks out. Bailey's are morphing in. Yakov, he is ready. HonMonO's gotta be careful. We go for the dive. Yeah, it does go for the dive. Doesn't have to surround. Bailey's here roll in. Do we get on top of the ghost? Do we get on top? Nice cloak. Yeah, very nice cloak. And Bailey's, yeah, denied. HonMonO gets away. Gets away with all the ghosts. We have Overlord speed on the way. That's for the Overseers. Yakov trying to be active. Trying to. Does find the ghosts. Does find them. Now collapsing in. Bailey's roll forward. Muta's from behind. Do we have detection though? Do we have detection? As Bailey's are trying to make their way through. Still no detection. But the Bailey's are coming. They're coming. Oh my god. Yeah, detection has arrived. GG. The ghosts get caught out. And YoungYakov, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Initially, I was concerned. For YoungYakov when it comes to his safety, when it comes to trying to get away with 2-base Muta, but he scouted. He got the scout off. He played it safe. He had plenty of Ling Bane to work with. When we eventually saw the ghost move out, YoungYakov, he had a Ling Bane army ready back at home, and HonMonO, he was forced to back off. Forced to retreat. He was building on more ghosts and trying to build up into his third, but YoungYakov was up by 20 workers. He was up 20 workers. He had the better economy, larger army. He did end up punishing HonMonO. In the end, the Ghost Rush didn't really kick in, didn't really get going, didn't really get off the ground. GG. GG, well played. Whew. And the question becomes, do we see something different here? So far, we've seen the same build out of HonMonO 3 games in a row. Do we see it for a 4th game in a row? Do we see something different instead? Let's go. As we are setting up for our next game. Likewise, it looks like we have other matches concluding. Looks like Per Se versus Solo is still ongoing, and likewise the other quarterfinal matches are still underway. Curious to see what other maps are chosen. Okay, where we're dropping. Oh, gonna be loading into Tourmaline. Okay. A much smaller map than the map. Much smaller map, shorter rush distance by ground. Aggression here is favored, and usually that favors HonMonO, but we'll see what build he goes for. Does he try to Ghost Rush again, or do we see something different? Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg player himself. We have the representing Stouty Bulls leading the series 1-0. It is YoungYakov. I know the intros are a little bit broken. And spawning in the right-hand corner, top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. Let's go. Let's go for this. So curious, the application that we use for intros does not like the PTR. So it does not update properly. The way that it works is I believe the application doesn't consider the PTR it doesn't recognize it completely as the same SC2 client, so it does not update regularly. So we have to try to restart it manually. I'll do it for the next series. Through a manual restart every series. Otherwise, we're coming down with settling in. Once again, we'll keep an eye on HonMonO to see if he does go for another gasless opener. Likewise, Yakov this time going hatch first. Remember, last game, YoungYakov did go for a pool first build into later gases. So we are loading into one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. Again, Tourmaline, shorter rush distance, more open bases, very direct attack path as well. So aggression is favored here, and we'll see who's going to be the aggressor. Once again, gasless. Okay, so we're going Rax expand, Marine first, no Reaper, as there is no gas to invest into. So it's looking like the same build, to be honest. So far, it's looking like the same Ghost Rush, but we'll see if HonMonO does deviate or if he does have better execution behind said Ghost Rush as well. I will say it's a little bit early to completely call what HonMonO is going for. So far, it just looks like the same build. As YoungYakov does fan of his overlords. So far, safety bunker back at home. Once again, no SCV scat out of HonMonO. No Reaper either. There's that second Rax again. Looks like the same build. Second Rax into 2 gases into Academy. HonMonO, he says no. I can make it work. I can make it. Okay. Let him cook, papi. Let him cook. Show us what you got. Most honorable of honorables. As back at home, YoungYakov does get into link speed. He does pull out of gas, so just building on up. Getting to link speed. Much more delayed link speed here. Likewise, a bit of a later third base as well. Yakov just fanning out, making sure there's no shenanigans ongoing. Gases are taken. Show us those tech labs. Show us the academy. Huge. No. It is going to be the factory first. Okay. Factory, no Ghost Academy this time. I'm curious if we plan on doing something with Hellions. I mentioned earlier that like Hellbat Ghost is something that's maybe a little bit more commonplace here. Tech Lab on the racks, no add-on swap, bear that in mind. Show us where the reactor is going to be and show us how the factory is going to be used here. As we are rushing into early sim, it is going to be a 2-on-1 variation. Is it a 2-on-1 2-base all-in? Or is it even, do we even get a starport? Regardless, a very late third command center out of HonMonO. Meanwhile, it is going to be a Baneling Nest opener out of YoungYakov. Very safe play out of the Zerg. YoungYakov, he has not scouted the main base. He's not aware of what's going on. But going for it fast Baneling Nest does typically keep you safe against something like a help out push. So you are ready defensively early on. This, on the flip side, does kind of set you a little bit behind when it comes to your own lair timing or your own Evo chambers as well. So this is a very safe play to YoungYakov. I don't blame him, but unfortunately it's overly safe considering what we're up against. So it is overly safe. Meanwhile, that is not just a 2-on-1. It starts off as a 2-on-1 into a 3-1-1. That's a third Rax on the way. This is looking more and more like a 2-base all-in. It's looking like a 2-base all-in, just a heavy delay on the third command center, a big commitment on 2 bases with extra production cycles. The factory is only used for add-ons, and do what I see. I see even more Raxes being thrown out. It's going to be a 2-base 5 Rax all-in. This is going to hit quite hard. It's going to hit quite hard here. As I mentioned before, once again, this early Baneling Nest is not going to help. It means that the upgrade is going to be later. Baneling speed is going to be later as well. And does this actually impact the defense? We'll see when everything does start to kick off. So far, there are these minute details that are in favor of HonMonO. As medevacs have arrived, now we can start going for drop play. Remember, this is just to set the stage. Ideally, these 2 medevacs full of Marines, what is their goal here? Deny creep. To clear up all of these active tumors, to clear up these tumors here as well, and not to push into the bases, not to kill any workers or get any queen kills. I mean, if we can, that's nice, but ideally to set the stage, to set up for your main 2-base all-in, the main tank push. Ideally, you're supposed to set up. But now, HonMonO going for his own double drop into the natural. He wants more damage, being greedy, going for the mineral line. He gets 1, he gets 2. 1, 2, 3 drones and a gas. Very nice damage. Even going for the Evo chamber as well. Does he get it? No, he will not. But nice target firing. He gets 2 Banelings. 2 Banelings go down, 3 drones, a gas geyser, and half HP on that 1 Evo chamber as well. So that Evo chamber is going to be vulnerable to another drop, if there is another drop here in the natural. HonMonO rotates, is deflected. I'm trying to bait out some Baneling connections, and so far the creep is not really receding here. HonMonO, he may have dealt some economic damage, but Last is being shot down, and the creep is pushing past the halfway mark. He's pushing past. That is a concern. HonMonO now is reinforcing, now going for a very late third CC, but he is expanding, so he's not all in. But again, still very dedicated. Oh! And YoungYakov collapsing in, catching out some Marines. No major Baneling connections, and nice kiting here by HonMonO. Kites back, shuts down the lane. It doesn't quite catch a queen, but does catch an overlord. And more tumors. More tumors going down. Yakov, he still hasn't quite drawn up enough. Infestation is on the way, that will help with infestors, with soon to be hive tech as well, but the drone count is still quite low. I think currently Yakov can get away with it just because there's no third expansion out of HonMonO, but it is scouted. Nice counterattack. Yakov does scout, does confirm that there is an expansion coming from behind. He wants that tank. Does force a pickup. Catching a Marine. Catching a Marine, forcing the pickup to be forced back. And so far, HonMonO, he's holding. Sorry, YoungYakov is holding. He's holding, he's defending well. We are overextending though. Oh, Yakov, he commits. Does not get the tanks or the Marines. That was not worth it for YoungYakov. And HonMonO, he counterattacks. Ay. Yeah, big overextension for the Zerg player. HonMonO moving out. Tanks are low. Is it wise to counterattack with such low tanks though? And more reinforcements on the way. HonMonO wants to assert himself. Does one more assert? Now here come the mules. He mules to the tanks. Does repair. Fungals coming in. Ooh, no major connection. Yeah, Fungals don't quite connect. They graze the medevacs, not the Marines. Oof. Shaking more Zerglings. YoungYakov, he's supply blocked as well. Now is not the time. Brutal supply block at the same time. YoungYakov tries to counterattack, but there are reinforcements back at home to defend. HonMonO looking solid. Bottom right is under fire, and YoungYakov setting up for this round. You see Lingbane coming in from behind. HonMonO does catch this. Takes down the expand. And who catches who? Oh! Reactions out of HonMonO. And HonMonO does pull away. Ooh, oh my god, he's not quite paying attention. HonMonO! He wasn't looking. Yeah, takes the Banelings to the face. Fungal does graze the army. And Lings, they get on top of the tanks. They try to at least. Still very messy. GG. Not enough here to deal with. And HonMonO, he will overwhelm. He will take game number 2, tying up the series 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. There were a couple of nice moments for YoungYakov, but HonMonO, he did overwhelm. He was able to wedge himself in between the bases, be hyper efficient with his trades. We did mention that the moment that HonMonO took this game, the moment that momentum was stripped away from YoungYakov, was when Yakov overextended, pushing up the ramp into 3 tanks. It was the moment when he collapsed in, his Banelings detonated, he did not kill a single tank, and he did not connect with the Marines either. Like, it was a really brutal moment where YoungYakov threw away a bunch of supply. And with that, everything just goes south, and now we're getting into game number 3. We're loading into the ace match. And we'll see how this story ends. Only room for 1 in the next round, and we already have an opponent ready and waiting. Nightmare. He takes down Rake 2-1, and Nightmare is waiting for the winner of the series. Who is it going to be? Great to see Nightmare again, as Nightmare has been very inactive as of late. Hasn't been playing in too many tournaments. So great to see him again. Oh. Beautiful. As we are getting into the ace match here, going to be loading into Winter Madness for that 3rd game. Okay. One of the larger maps of the map pool. Larger map, longer rushes and spy grounds. Typically, larger maps do benefit Zerg players. You kind of saw it on Tourmaline earlier, but pushes and aggression is just so much more heavily favored here, and that's typically the Terran speciality when it comes to TVZ. They're usually the aggressor, Zerg is the defender, and we saw HonMonO, his pushes hit that much harder, reinforcements as well, and YoungYakov had very little breathing room on Tourmaline. Now on Winter Madness, it should be easier to defend against those kind of pushes, but we'll see. We'll see how our players open up and what we settle into. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the red Zerg player, himself, representing Stowny Balls, being forced into a tied series. It is YoungYakov. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player, the South Korean Terran. It is HonMonO. The most honorable of monarchs. Let's go. Let us go. We're getting into our 3rd game, the ace match of this series. It all ends here. It all ends on Winter Madness. Again, as I mentioned before, aggression's usually favored on smaller maps. And hey, that did help out HonMonO in that last game. But now coming into Winter Madness, I feel like we have to take a different approach here when it comes to how aggressive we want to be. Drop play can be very effective here, but going for committed move outs is much more difficult on Winter Madness. So we'll see what the plan is for the Terran. I'll also say that last game, we did see HonMonO open up gasless initially, and it did not lead into a Ghost Rush, but it did lead into a 3-1-1. True, like it was still very dedicated play on 2 bases, just in a different way. Let's go, Terran. My grapes, they believe in you, papi. I know. The grapes. I'm gonna get this can go either way, right? There's a reason why we dove onto this portion of the brackets. HonMonO versus YoungYakov going to the ace match. No big surprises here, but again, could still go either direction. Coming into this, we do have once again a later gas geyser out of YoungYakov. We've seen a couple of different variations of this so far out of Yakov, going for safety Bailey Nest, going to earlier layers. We'll see what the gas is spent on. Likewise, once again, just racks expand into marine. Gases are delayed out of HonMonO. So later gases, second racks as well. And again, initially in my mind, this looks like a Ghost Rush. But again, last game we saw like a 2-1-1, 3-1-1 variation. So this can still lead a couple of different ways. Also, a bit of a reminder as well, don't forget that later on we do have a raffle that we're going to be hosting. We have for the players of the tournament, for said players. We will get there. Just ensuring that everyone's at the up and up. That everyone is aware. Likewise is going to be our initial hatch gas pool, and I say hatch gas pool is a later gas geyser, but link speed is on the way. This though is what interests me. Do you see what I see? Gases. Gases are still being mined after getting link speed. This is unorthodox. It is a larger map of the map pool, so are we thinking a fast layer, sub 4-minute layer, in towards 2 base muta? Like I'm thinking 2 base muta, or I'm thinking roach rush. There it is. That's a 3:47 layer timing. Extra gas is being taken. This looks like 2 base muta at a YoungYakov. Now, so far, HonMonO, remember, he did not go Reaper, so he has limited vision, limited scouting. We do see Marines. They try to catch an Overlord. The Overlord barely gets away. And back at home, it's going to be, once again, the same build we saw last game. It's going to be initially a 2-on-1, I would imagine, into a third Rax, into a delayed third CC. We saw this build last game. It's a great effect, but I did emphasize at the start of this game that, hey, this is a larger map. Larger map, longer rush distance by ground, more defendable bases. I would say that this, the aggression that comes with this build is going to be a little bit weaker than previously. Despite that though, even if it's weaker aggression, is he able to punish the fast spire? True, right? Like YoungYakov is being greedy, he is cutting corners, he is taking a lot of gases and being very tech heavy. His link bane is going to suffer as a result. The downside of going into 2 base muta in such a way, and this is again very fast lair, very fast spire, very fast muta play. The downside, of course, is that you're preserving all your gas, and this means that your Eva chambers are going to be late, your upgrades are going to be very, very delayed, your bailing speed is going to be delayed as well, all in favor of muta play. It does mean that the link bane army is going to be weaker as a result, and that may cause YoungYakov the game, depending on when HonMonO moves out. We'll see. We'll see if he's able to punish and make use of the window of time when mutas have yet to really hit the field and really get going. We'll see if he can hit it. Oh. As HonMonO does move out. Catching at the Overlord. Once again, pushing further out. Only moving out with the double drop, bear that in mind. And he's here to delay the delayed third. It's already delayed. It's already a late third base. Wants to make it even later. Now it's going to be zoned away. Now, HonMonO, upon confirming, yeah, there's a scan. I was going to say that upon seeing how late the third base is, that's a massive tell that something is wrong. He scans, he confirms the muta play. So now he knows. Instantly, turrets. Turrets are being thrown down. So good scanning, good reaction here by HonMonO. A nice recognition as to what that third base would entail. So nicely done there by HonMonO. Back at home, we have reactive Viking production, we have extra Raxes being thrown down, and you said I still see no third command center. Now, last game we assumed it was going to be a 2 base of 5 racks all in, but HonMonO did eventually expand, so we'll see if he eventually expands here as well, as there are no add-ons on the Raxes, by the way, which is usually a sign of more aggression. usually. As the mutas, they are lacking that surprise factor. They are lacking. As mutas, they try to break forward. So far are denied. We're at least quote-unquote containing the Terran, but the reality is HonMonO really being contained? Or does he want to stay on 2 bases, waiting for all of his production to kick in, and then to move out with a 2-base all-in? Like, that's the vibe I'm getting here. Oh, it's a cheeky move out of YoungYakov, but I'm not too sure about the positioning here. Can he bait? He got... Ooh, very nice. Okay. I was about to say that usually you want these like on ramps or main attack paths. Like, I was like, can we really bait him into the bailings? We can, is the answer. Yakov. As a result, he's forcing out more scans. That means less mules. And here comes a 2-base all-in. We're sending everything across the map. The boys are not being pulled, but we have plenty of Marines, plenty of tanks, plenty of Vikings as well. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing. Once again, you can see the scans ahead of time. He's paranoid about borrowed bailings. The paranoia dealing damage. We build up to 17 meters. Can YoungYakov survive? It's still going to be a tough hold. It's still going to be tough. Spans 0 in. Ooh, better connections here for Yakov. Oh. Tanks are on siege. Yeah, tanks are on siege. Lean main does collapse in. Tanks are surrounded. And with that, YoungYakov, he holds. He completely shuts us down. HonMonO, he was caught on siege. That created an opening. And with that, he's forced all the way back home. And behind this, there's nothing. Oh no, the full medevac goes down. Hunts down the full medevac. Hunts down every medevac. Oof. And with that, HonMonO, he has nothing behind this. And GG gets called. YoungYakov, he will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to YoungYakov for claiming the series. My condolences to HonMonO. Again, it was a very intense game, very just going for the 2-base all-in, confirmed, and did get eyes on the 2-base muta, of course. When it came to the execution of the all-in, though, we saw it was lacking. HonMonO took a lot of bailings to the face. We saw the initial bailings connect as he pushed towards the 3rd base. Of course, there were the borrowed bailings as well, and he got caught unsieged. He unsieged all of his tanks, and as soon as that happened, the mutas were seeing this, of course, from the left-hand flank. We just dove in. We just saw YoungYakov go for the dive, collapse in the unsieged tanks. GG. That was game. That was game then and there. With that, congratulations to Yakov, and with that, we have our first semis ready. Let's go. Let's go. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves as we have both semifinals ready. Oh boy, what are we jumping into first here?